ain't gonna be able to comprehend this video because they don't want to know the truth. They don't want to think outside the box. They don't want to search for the truth. You gotta understand that. A lot of y'all ain't gonna be able to watch this video all the way through because y'all screen time is a short percentage. TikTok made y'all die down with all the long videos and all this and that. You gotta understand that. So look, so I was just sitting back thinking, and I be to myself, and I just be standing up and just be thinking about downloads, and the Most High just be raining downloads on me. He just be making me think and just giving me this and that information. So look, fam, have y'all realized how we putting into this world with nothing? And then when we in this world, this system is against us. All this against us. Whether y'all want to know that's true or not, but it's okay. It's against us, fam. Notice how we put into this world with nothing, and then we get in here, we try to chase our whole life, chasing after all this money, chasing after all these cars and clothes and houses and all this and that. You get a house and you get a car, and then you want a better one, and then you want a better one after that, a better one. They keep making you going after this and that. They want y'all to chasing after all this different stuff, and then when you leave, you don't take none of that with you. You can't take nothing with you. It's like the same as you came into this world, fam. So you gotta understand. And I saw a quote. I saw a post, and the dude posted, he was like, when I was younger, I told my teacher asked me what did I want to be when I grow up, and he said I wanted to be happy, and she said she didn't understand what he meant, and he told her that she didn't understand the meaning of life then. That's true though. Like, you should want to fill your spirit with more than you feel the external, more than you feel your flesh with anymore. You got to understand that, because when you leave this world, you can't take none of that stuff with you. Like I said, fam, you got to understand that. Just look at our ancestors, just look at our background and the slaves, or whatever you want to call my ancestors, when they were slaves. They was working for free. Some of them were working for pennies, and they were surviving. They were surviving with chitlins and all this and that. Like you gotta understand, our kind, they gonna make a way out of nothing. You gotta understand that this system is against us, but you gotta understand, like, they was working for free and doing all this and that and working for pennies, but they wasn't out here saying or complaining or giving up. They were still fighting through all that, this and that. But they got us in this modern day generation where we feel like we gotta have $20,000, $30,000. Nah, you don't gotta have all that. You gotta understand that, fam. Like, if you look at all the rich people and all this and that, they got clothes and all this and that. They got closets that's like deep. They got about over 1,000 clothes, and you be seeing it on YouTube or this and that when they be showing their closet. They got about 1,000 clothes. But there's people out here who don't even got shoes to wear. They out here walking barefoot. There's people out here who don't even got shirts and nothing to wear. You gotta understand that. And them rich people sitting over here with all this and that and flexing and putting in people's face and all doing this and that. But you gotta understand, you shouldn't want to buy all that stuff. Some of y'all don't even know what half of the stuff mean, like Balenciaga and all this and that. And if y'all look at the true meaning or like the Hebrew meaning behind all this stuff, you're not even gonna want to wear it no more because of the name. You don't even know where they got that name from. It's deep. It get deeper than that. The clothes you be wearing, you don't understand it. It brings demons to you. Gotta understand that. Some of y'all don't want to get into all that, this and that. Y'all be wearing all these $750 shoes, and y'all be buying them shoes, and y'all can't even wear the shoes to sleep. You can if you want, but you acting like you gonna wear the shoes to sleep. You gonna have the shoes in your closet just sitting in there all day, this and that. You gotta understand that. And look, if you look at our ancestors and the slaves and all this and that, when they had tribes back in the day, we didn't have to chase after all these and own all this different houses and cars and all this and that. What they do, they went out and hunted. They hunted for their clothes. They made their clothes. They was out here wearing deer meat. They was out here wearing bear meat. They was out here wearing all this and that. They was going to hunt for their stuff, and then they'd come back to their tribe or come back to their little cabin or come back to nature and make their clothes. But nowadays, in the modern day, we gotta buy this stuff. We out here thinking we gotta have a $300 shirt. Like, what? Some of y'all don't even know how to make a shirt out of deer meat. You gotta understand that. Have y'all even played Red Dead Redemption? You gotta understand that what it doing, it shows you in the game. Like, when you out here hunting and doing this and that, you out here hunting on the game, and then you can take it to that dude. I forgot his name. I think his name like Nas. You can take it to the dude, and you will give him the animal that you killed, or you can bring it to him, and he can make it for you. He can make, and you can buy clothes out of the meat, and then all this and that. Like, it get deep. Like, you gotta understand, I ain't gonna sugarcoat nothing to you. I'm gonna give it to you cold cut raw. Some of y'all not gonna wanna believe all this and that, but it's cool. The truth gotta get out whether y'all like it or not. But you gotta understand, fam, like, this whole system against us, bro, like this whole system against us, like, why do you think they say the love of money is the root to all evil? Because look at this. You see how all these chrome hearts, Balenciagas and all this and that, they putting all this wax stuff on all these clothes, and they be just throwing it out to $1,000. Like, what? Come on now. if y'all actually do y'all research and look behind the scenes and see how much it actually costs to make that, bro, the shirt actually costs like 50 cents, $1, bro, and they out here pushing the price up to 1,000 to make y'all get it. It's like greed. That's why they said the love of money is the root to all evil, because it costs 50 cents to make the shirt, but they out here pushing $1,000 so they can make profit. You gotta understand, this whole system, this whole world is a business. All they want is this. You gotta understand it. Even if you look on a dollar bill or if you look on the money, you can like fold the money in something and like you will see a reptilian and it's smiling with big teeth, like all this and that. You gotta understand it. Why you, like, look at Shaq, fam. Shaq got one of the most ugly shoes, I ain't gonna lie, it is though, but he put his shoes out for like $20, for like $30. Cause he know a lot of people can't afford all these Nikes and these Jordans that be $200, $300, $150. He put his shoes out for a low price, so people who can afford it can actually get it. Like the average people, the low class people, like can actually afford it. You gotta understand that it's like so much. It's so much into this world that they put in our face as distractions, and people be catching on to it and following all this and that. You gotta understand that, fam. I want to go back and touch on when I said about the ancestors, how they was working for free and all this and that. Some of them was fighting. Why do you think they talk about all the Underground Railroad trails and all this and that? Some of them was fighting back. Like, you gotta understand, we wasn't made to live in houses, fam. We wasn't made to live in all these bricks and all this and that. Why do you think the windows, they look like prison and all this and that? They want us trapped. They want us all this and that. When you in the house, you be delusional. You be like, you be down, fam. Cause you gotta understand, we was made to be in nature. We was made to be out in the sun. Sun is where our energy comes from. We were made to be out there in nature, grounded, like out here connecting with the birds and all this and that. You gotta understand, we wasn't made all this and that. That's why them tribes and all this and that. Like, you could like back in when they was tribes and when I was talking about, they was wearing like meat, like they was wearing meat as clothes and stuff. Like, fam, like they was out here wandering around anywhere. Nowadays, you can't even wander around anywhere, this and that. Like, you gotta understand, sometimes you gotta go through state lines, this and that, all this and that. They was living in cabins, they was living in nature. They was drinking water from the sea, the lake, the river, all this and that, fam. You gotta understand that. It be in some movies, like you be seeing all these Native Americans or whatever tribe or whatever, like I just like bringing them up in Indians and stuff because I be seeing that. But like in the movies, they be out here connected with one another. Like, you gotta understand, we was together. They was working together. It was like, if you was in the tribe, it was like y'all was all together. Y'all would all do something different, but y'all was together. They want if you was homeless, they wouldn't just leave you out there. Nah, they'll welcome you in, and they'll welcome you into their tribe, or welcome you into their cabin, welcome you into all this and that. You gotta understand that. Like, it get deep, fam. We wasn't made to live in that. We was made to be in nature, out here in the sun, out here in the world, exploring, doing this and that. Like, you gotta understand that, fam. But I just want to let y'all know, like, take care of yourself. Focus on yourself. You gotta think outside the box. You gotta question everything that you was taught, fam. Mostly everything that was taught to you was probably a lie. The stuff they telling you to do is probably something you should be doing, and the stuff they telling you not to do, you know, the stuff they telling you to do probably should not to be doing. You gotta understand that. So do your research. You gotta be truth seekers. We all teachers and students of the game. You gotta understand that, fam. But yeah, keep getting to it and take care of yourself and love yourself first.